Welcome back, YouTubers, to another Raw review of us, the British Fist.
Coaching.
Mr. Parkin here, and filling in for NJ today is none other than your Go Home Show special co-host, Terminator NJ, everybody.
What's up?
No, it's not Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's definitely Terminator NJ. You can tell by those lovely glasses he has on. Subscribe up above, like this video, and comment any thoughts, whether positive or negative, in that comment section below.
And you better contact us in the links in the description box below.
Yeah, and I just want to go out on a limb here and say, NJ, that this was terrible. This Raw was garbage. It fucking sucked. And if you, as a wrestling fan, enjoyed this Raw, then go seek help. Because that isn't possible. It really isn't. It sucked. I'm just going to say that. This Raw was one of the worst Raws of the year. The open video package didn't even mention the WWE Championship. That is the belt that they're fighting for. It was all about AJ. Just like the opening segment. Really. When you had AJ introducing CM Punk, and you have this love fest between CM Punk and Daniel Bryan and AJ, and I'm sitting there thinking, man, is this feud Punk versus AJ? Or what? Or Punk versus Bryan? Or it just I bet the casual fans loved it, but fucking hell, this opener went on for 20 minutes, and it fucking sucked.
The thing we'll say about this open is when we first hear AJ's music hit after the introduction, my opinion quickly went down rapidly because we had the video package showing how overbooked, shall we say, AJ was on the Raw. Then all of a sudden we get her in a 20-minute promo at the beginning of this Raw. It's not really a good follow-on, a good warm-up thing. And her promo, this whole open thing, didn't really give us direction. It was just basically trying to hype up the Money in the Bank match, but in a way that really takes away our attention away from the WWE Championship and the feud that the fans were dying to see, and it's all becoming to be about AJ's love for both men.
And it's funny to think that a lot of you guys out there want to see this in the main event of Money in the Bank. Do you really want to see it in the main event of the Money in the Bank now you've seen this opener and you've seen this Raw? Just going to put that out there. You had them marriage proposals and stalling on the mic, and the anonymous GM even made a return. It's like, what the fuck is going on in the first 20 minutes of this show?
The sad thing is the feud is becoming a lot, incredibly, week after week after week, about AJ. And yes, there are people there's some people that like AJ and think she's great and all attractive and that. And this is just really proving why I really were jumping for joy when all you guys were, because now they're just making her worse and worse and worse. Yeah, they're trying to make her psychotic, but they didn't go this bad with the past psychotic divas. This one's just going dramatically wrong, and the anonymous general manager coming back. Yes, they need a GM for this show, but the way that AJ was speaking, I thought she was going to have the power, and she was going to set more of an interesting main event for us than what we got tonight.
I mean, even as an AJ mark myself, I love AJ to bits, as you know out there, but even I think that this is too much about her now. This anonymous general manager would make a main event match, CM Punk and AJ versus Bryan and Eve, and this went close to 20 minutes, and I'm sitting there thinking, man, who the fuck in the back thought, let's put Daniel Bryan and CM Punk in this pile of shit for the WWE Championship?
I did find this pretty bad, because when we think of CM Punk, we think of his summer announcement he made about all that, and now he's going into this romancy, lovey thing. That's why I'm not really a fan of the new WWE relationships we're getting, because the book for relationships now are really horrible, and this is definitely one of them. And I expect a lot more from CM Punk. I'm still a CM Punk fan, but this was just hard to watch.
It was, and for all you guys out there that want this as the main event of Money in the Bank, you may be getting it. But do you really want to get it after that opener is the question I want to ask you. I was honestly a point. Well, I would prefer to see John Cena in the main event. And you know it's bad when I'm saying this. I would prefer to see John Cena in the main event of this Raw than I would this pile of horse shit.
And the sad thing about this is that there was many times in this opener that I was really searching for my gun. Ooh. This was absolutely terrible and not a good way to start off Raw, a go-home show for Money in the Bank.
Let's just get through the rest of this abortion of a fucking show. Sheamus versus Jack Swagger. After the opener, which went 20 minutes, you could tell that this segment was going to be short. Sheamus makes quick work of Jack Swagger due to the opener going on way too long. I'm sitting there thinking, this segment went like 2 minutes. This is a World Heavyweight Championship feud. And it kind of felt like it didn't mean anything, even though we had the whole thing backstage with Del Rio in his fancy car. It's like, I look at this segment and it just felt like it just meant shit because it was so fucking short.
The sad thing is, yes, obviously it was going to be a jobber match, to give Sheamus a win, looking good, but it didn't really work. Then we had that backstage thing. It didn't really work because, again, Del Rio's not the greatest on mic. This promo was cut quite quickly. If Sheamus had frames, maybe Del Rio could have caught one backstage and threatened to run him over, just added something more to it. But I know we got a SmackDown, it is a SmackDown feud, but this just didn't really bring out the importance of this match.
Just felt like it didn't mean anything. The World Heavyweight Championship feud on Raw, not meaning anything. We had Santino backstage. He was Sherlock Holmes searching for the anonymous Raw general manager. It's probably one of the most entertaining parts of the show, if I'm honest with you, NJ.
Seeing Santino get involved, speaking to Ryder, who's going to be the GM of SmackDown, and then hyping up what's going to come later, him trying to find the general manager. It was something comedy-wise which we were needing because they were being quite serious with these promos and stuff. So adding the entertainment was good for what we needed for this show.
The Rock is going to be at the 1000th episode of Raw. Yay! Christian and Tyson Kidd and Dig Ziggler and Tensai had a tag match. If you blink, you missed it because no one got any entrances. Tensai wins in a minute, and I'm sitting there thinking, wow, he's just jobbed to Tyson Kidd. Now he's beating Christian, our Intercontinental Champion. And once again, this segment was so damn short, it just felt like the SmackDown Money in the Bank really didn't matter at all. It was like, why did you even have this on the show? Why don't you just put this on SmackDown? It just seemed like a pointless segment because of how short it was and how fucking meaningless they made it feel.
From Cody Rhodes being our Hill IC champion now to Christian, his booking, yes, he's in Money in the Bank, which is an important match, or meant to be important, and now he's getting a squash match to someone that hasn't really been on TV and gone as high as he should have done, and just had Christian lose within a few minutes. And I'm thinking, right, we're not really believing Christian as the IC champion or a possible winner of this Money in the Bank match. And then the following attack of Tyson. Yeah, you're burying Tyson, a guy that, yes, he's pretty much fitter for this anyway, but you've had him on last show getting attacked by Tensai. You're getting this, and I'm like, yeah, he's a young talent that you're pretty much burying once again. It's just horribleness.
And you know what the worst thing about this segment was? There was more focus on a fucking Vicky Guerrero viewing Lord Tensai than the people in the SmackDown Money in the Bank ladder match. Way to make those guys look like shit. WWE, like, they don't fucking mean anything. Let's move on to the next segment.
The sad thing I'm quickly saying is that Vicky Guerrero hasn't done much for Ziggler, so for her to look at Tensai, it's not really making us believe that she's going to help him out. So, in my opinion, I don't really care for this stare down what's going to come next. But SmackDown Money in the Bank is not working out.
Brodus Clay versus Drew McIntyre. It was just a typical Brodus Clay squash match. Really a shame to see where Drew McIntyre has come in the WWE now, and you just wonder if they have anything planned for Drew McIntyre at the pay-per-view. No, not Drew McIntyre. Brodus Clay at the pay-per-view, because they had this feud with Tunga, and it didn't really show it in this show.
It's sad, my liking of Brodus Clay, since he came to the WWE, well, especially to Funkasaurus, hasn't been there. The feuds are dying. So Tunga was not seeming to be a important feud for him, or Drew McIntyre deserves better. So this part of Raw, I just felt that it weren't going to go anywhere, and there was just nothing to it.
Surprising our main event on this Raw. I thought this was going to be the main event. You had an hour main event, John Cena cutting a promo, putting over the Money in the Bank ladder match and how he was going to win. This then moved us on to a tag match, Big Show and Jericho versus Cena and Kane. Ooh, let's play the Let's Pick This Segment Apart game. The reunition or reunitedness of the Jericho was pretty cool, but Kane is a face now, and he's teaming with John Cena, who he's just feuded with about 6 months ago, guys. You know, so they're just friends now. All of a sudden,
Cena and Mike at the beginning, yes, he was saying, "Oh, I'm going to become the champion." Blah blah blah. He's really making the WWE basically spoiling Money in the Bank because obviously Cena is the one who's probably going to go on and win. The thing about this match is, yes, I was pretty sad to see two heels reuniting. Big Show saying, "Don't get in my way, I'm going to flatten you, knock you out." And then you have Cena, the top face, and Kane, who was meant to be this dominant monster, and they quickly changed it back to a base, or temporarily for this match. And again, I just didn't find this match that interesting. It was pretty long.
Went too long, yeah.
And the other thing is, in my opinion, the ending was pretty stupid.
Lame DQ. I mean, he pulled him out of the ring through his leg. When was the last time we saw a DQ for that? I mean, I mean, come on, this is ridiculous. The DQ for pulling his leg, what did they think? Oh, the match is going too long, so therefore we're going to have to do this.
And I just felt the wrong people, if they were going to do anyone, I would have had Chris Jericho get the win, because Big Show already looks tough as it is, Cena looks tough as it is, Kane, I would have liked him to win, but Jericho seems to be more the important focus one. But sadly, this match didn't have a winner, and then Cena looks all strong at the end.
Yeah, I mean, you had Big Show dominating everyone, and then Cena finished the second half. So yeah, they made Big Show look so dominant because at No Way Out, he had all the odds in his favour, and Cena still won. And Cena is still getting on top of Big Show. You know, what a fucking way to turn Big Show heel. I mean, God. There's only going to be 4 people in this Money in the Bank ladder match. I just wonder, what's going to be the main event? Punk and Bryan after this shit? Or is this shit going to be the main event? Either way, shit is going to be in the main event from what I can see. I mean, God.
The way they've done this Raw, they've taken a lot of attention away thanks to AJ from the CM Punk and Bryan feud, even if it does pay off the Money in the Bank. Then we have this fatal 4-way Money in the Bank. And because of this match ending in such a stupid way, and a match that we didn't really want to see because we're not getting new stars out of it, we don't really want to see this as the main event. So, in a way, the main event of Money in the Bank isn't going to be the best one unless they throw in some surprise at the actual pay-per-view.
I mean, there's no high flyers in the match. That's generally what makes Money in the Bank. That's generally what makes Money in the Bank matches interesting. There's no high flyers in it, and this is just going to suck. We had a backstage interview with Eve, which was very interesting because she was talking about how CM Punk had been overshadowed by everyone, like John Cena, The Rock, Triple H, Undertaker, even AJ. And it's like, you look at CM Punk and you're like, my God, in this last summer, he was this great character. And now he's being overshadowed by AJ. And it was amazing how Eve brought this truth onto us. And even that WWE even went as far as to acknowledge that kind of stuff. He's the WWE fucking champion.
I did find this segment, yes, they were trying to warm up the main event, but the way that Eve was speaking to CM Punk and CM Punk just taking it without using his great mic skills or comebacks, he really made CM Punk look really bad here because he's the WWE champion, which is meant to be an important part of the WWE, and he's a top guy who's hopefully, or the WWE wants him as a main eventer, and they just had all this piled on top of him. Triple H, Brock Lesnar, AJ, and all this piled on top. It's really made CM Punk look bad, so I think this segment just ruined CM Punk.
Pretty much. I mean, this feud has ruined CM Punk. Truth and Cody versus Hunico and Camacho is going to be a tag match on the pre-show. I don't see why they couldn't have hyped up Truth and Cody versus the Primetime Players. That would have been the most logical feud, and you could put it on the freaking pay-per-view. What the fuck is wrong with WWE right now? 4 matches on the pay-per-view again. This is the pre-show match when they've been building up Primetime Players. What bullshit writing is this, man? Seriously.
It's pretty sad that the tag team division, we saw it somewhat of a largish group on the last pay-per-view, but now they're showing this, and a match that hasn't really been built up, no interest in it. I'm glad to see R-Truth in the match, but pre-show matches I don't really care for, and it's not even at the pay-per-view, and there's no feud here. So to be honest, yeah, they're probably going to save bigger matches for SummerSlam, but this was just nothing, and they weren't even on Raw, so it was no good.
We had a SmackDown Money in the Bank qualifying match on Raw, and it's just funny as we look at this, because Sin Cara wins a pretty pointless match, you know, with Heath Slater, and he's pointing at the Raw WWE title Money in the Bank. I thought these were going to happen on SmackDown. Why did this just happen on SmackDown? Sin Cara and Heath Slater. Sin Cara wins. No one gives a shit because the Sin Cara character has taken such a downward slope ever since his injury because he botches way too much and he just can't wrestle the American style that people like in the crowd.
Sin Cara's in the SmackDown Money in the Bank, he's wearing red, so he's supporting the Raw.
Yeah.
Good thinking.
Then we get this segment with Bob Backlund comes out in what was kind of like a mark-out moment. Mr. Bob Backlund comes out to confront Heath Slater, gives him a crossface chicken wing. Heath Slater's tapping, and we're sitting there thinking, is this a match? Is there a referee? You know, like, what? What's going on? Like, there was no referee. And
the two things I want to quickly say is that this legend is an older version of Laurinaitis, and the other thing is, of all the legends we've had, this got no reaction. There was just nothing to this, and it was just awful. I didn't enjoy his his return to this. 2-time champion, I don't really care. There weren't any to this.
One of his title runs was like 2 days. He lost at a house show to Kevin Nash in 8 seconds. I mean, let's just... This is... it gets even better, guys. Trust me, it gets even better. They decided to relive the WrestleMania 27 Classic. That was Jerry Lawler versus Michael Cole. Oh my god. Of all the WrestleMania rematches to do, why did they think it would be a good idea to do Jerry Lawler versus Michael Cole? What wrestling? Who? What? 75% of people voted for this shit. For fuck's sake.
The first point I want to say when it comes to this, most of the polls in the WWE are fixed anyway. So when it came to this, we had the idea of time-wise, because they was running out of time for this Raw, or there's the entertainment-wise, and the WWE seems to have gone for the entertainment-wise, even though they made friends up after WrestleMania, and that was time slide, and then they're reliving this, and the entertainment for this match was done in a minute.
It was a minute, and thank fuck it was a minute. We have Booker T and Josh Matthews on commentary. You know, what I know is, how are these guys supposed to commentate together when they're reliving this again? And, you know, Lawler wins by spinning him on his shoulder and getting the pin, and the anonymous GM then reverses the decision because Booker T gets involved. And then out comes Santino looking for the anonymous Raw General Manager. And after all the time of cultivating this Raw General Manager, this anonymous Raw General Manager's thing, Hornswoggle is the Raw General Manager, guys. The anonymous Raw General Manager. 3 letters. WTF. What were the WWE thinking? Really?
As glad as I am to see Santino throughout the night, because he definitely brings some entertainment, even if not everyone likes him. But this part here, it was really bad because of all the things that the anonymous general manager has done, getting over with The Rock, Nexus. It comes down to be Hornswoggle of all people. All the people getting it being Edge, blah blah blah. It comes down to Hornswoggle, a guy that we're not really seeing anymore, a guy that's not funny, and he was meant to have done all this. So Hornswoggle's heel, I don't really care. Bad booking of an anonymous general manager. Move on now. Nothing to it.
Just wake me up when September ends, because this just fucking sucks right now. I mean, I'm not even doing it. Friday night Zack Down we've got on Friday. Hell, let's use a corny word to make SmackDown a bit more presentable. I don't know. Zack Ryder's going to be the general manager of SmackDown, so yeah, we got that. And the main event of the evening, CM Punk and AJ versus Bryan and Eve. Went about 3.5 minutes. You could tell they're running out of time. We see Daniel Bryan and CM Punk touch again because we haven't seen them touch about 1,000 million times. And AJ, I even grew a beard for you, and you still would prefer to fight over these 2 guys. AJ pins Eve. That means none of the contenders or the champions have to do a job, I guess. But we have another segment with Daniel Bryan and CM Punk fighting over AJ to end the show. And I don't give a shit because there's no mention of the WWE title or anything. I'm just saying, guys.
And the thing I didn't like about this match is, yes, we had the Daniel Bryan and Punk wrestling again. They're about to have a match at Sunday, so you've already seen it now. You get to see it again. They repeat this match so many times. But the thing is, as I keep believing, if we've got to get behind AJ, she needs to be looking good in the ring. And the way she beats someone as big as Eve is by a distraction from Daniel Bryan and a roll-up. And I just think, right, that's a waste of a match. You could have had AJ beat Eve cleanly and then just done it that way. But the whole match itself, I just didn't like as a main event, and I just don't believe that I would like to see a repeated match of this, especially with AJ as the special referee at Money in the Bank, but we're getting it, and it just didn't leave me with a good feeling of Raw.
We have another face-off between AJ and CM Punk and Daniel Bryan after the opener, which we didn't want to see again. AJ slaps Punk and Bryan, and this feud is literally now Punk and Bryan fighting over AJ. They're supposed to be fighting over the most prestigious belt in the company, MJ, and it's the reason why we can't really get behind this feud. And this may even main event Money in the Bank. This is how bad this feud has gotten. CM Punk and Daniel Bryan could be main eventing a pay-per-view, but not because of their great wrestling skill or anything. Because of AJ. I love AJ. But even I can only love someone to a certain extent and call them out on the bullshit when there's bullshit.
And as Punk clearly said, AJ, I will not marry you. And if I had my gun, it would be used many times during this Raw.
Yeah, I mean, could have shot myself a couple of times during this Raw, to be honest with you. I mean, we still only have 4 announced matches for Money in the Bank. I mean, don't get me wrong. This was probably the worst Raw of the year. The show pretty much sucked. I wasn't entertained by it. The segments were very ineffective, in my opinion. The whole AJ WWE Championship, you could call it just the AJ feud right now, just sucks. And I can't get behind this company anymore. Watch TNA! TNA is so much better than WWE right now. WWE fucking sucks. I'm just saying. I'm just telling it as it is, guys.
Sadly, the main focus is Money in the Bank. The SmackDown Elimination Chamber hasn't really done that well tonight. The Raw one. The main 2 focuses for the Raw Money in the Bank are Big Show and Cena, which is a feud that we thought was dying and finished. They're reliving it by making them 2 the stronger 2 going into the match. And the main event segment, which has left us with nothing apart from AJ's now on neither side, blah blah blah. Anything could happen, and anything happens for a reason at the pay-per-view. So I don't care who wins right now, as long as the feud finishes at Money in the Bank, which I don't think it will.
I mean, they've touched so many times that it'd be great for this feud just to end right now. If I'm honest with you, this Raw gets a fucking U, V, Z. What's the worst grade you can give a show? Because I'm definitely giving that this week. If you guys have any thoughts on Raw this week, post them down below. If you post any positive comments on Raw, I'm sorry, but you need to be checked for something, because I don't see how anyone can enjoy that. And I bet you any money this gets a great rating. I bet the casual fans love this show, but the smarts didn't, which is why it's going to get a great rating, in my opinion. But this Raw sucked. It's very reminiscent of the WWE product right now. Why I'm so frustrated with WWE and just can't seem to give us anything good right now, can they? Even with Money in the Bank, that was the best pay-per-view of the year last year.
And the sad thing is, when it comes to Monday Night Raw, they're building up to this 1,000th episode, and the build up to it, the only thing that's really working for that 1,000th episode are these returns. And yes, they showed this great video, with the wedding the vows between Stephanie and Triple H. That was the best thing. That really drew me a good memory. But the thing is, overall, Raw didn't offer me that much. Santino made me laugh, but there weren't really much to this. That's made me think, I'm looking forward to that at Money in the Bank. Sadly not.
NJ, outro, do it now. I'm going. This company's fucking pissing me off.
Well, thank you very much, people, for tuning for another Raw review. Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. And all I can say, people, is if you liked Raw, let us know. If you didn't, good on you. All I'll say now, enjoy Money in the Bank. But we've got SmackDown coming up. What can that offer us? Till next time, YouTubers. Hasta la vista.